We have transitioned from face-to-face learning this semester to online learning. We've made that transition, we've organized, and now here we are. Finals are around the corner. So in today's video, I want to help you start thinking about getting ready to study. We're not studying yet, we're just getting ready to study for finals during this COVID semester. I'm Ruth Bomar, academic coach, and here we go. First of all, I want you to set the target for your final. What you need to find out is what your current average is, how much is the final worth, and what do you want to earn for this semester. You can figure this out from your grade sheet, from your grades online, and then plug that into a final grade calculator. Google that up, some final grade calculator, and that'll give you the calculations for what you need to earn in the final or in the essay for this semester, your final essay for the semester. What do you need to know before you start? Well, before we start in any journey, you plan. You plan ahead, and before you even take that first step on any journey, you have to plan ahead. So this is what we're going to do today. This is the table, the series of questions that I use with all of my students as I prepare them for finals. Let's look at each one of these questions one at a time. I need you to ask yourself these questions. So if your course was a calculus course, I'm using an example from one of my students in a previous semester. So one of the things you need to know is, when does this exam open? If you're taking the exam online, when does the exam open and how long will it be open for? Let's just say it's open for 24 hours. Now, once you start the exam, how long will you have to finish it? So in this example, it's a 4-hour limit once it's open. You want to write this information down on a calendar and get that calendar on the wall so you can see it. Now, the next question is a big picture question. What will be on the exam? I want you to write out the topics, not the chapter numbers, the actual topics. This signals your brain what are the big categories that your brain will be putting the information and the details within those categories. The next question is an organizational question. Where is the material? Where are the PowerPoints? Where are the lecture notes? Where are the lecture videos? Where are your notes? And get all of that organized digitally as well as hard copy. The next question for the next questions, I need you to be very honest. Where and when will you study? Where do you study best and when do you study? In this example, the student needed to declutter the desk in the game room so that he could actually study and be focused. Now, how will you study? These are the actual study strategies. How are you going to get the information off the page and into your head? You are in the best place at this time in the semester to know how to study for these exams, because you've been listening to this professor all semester and you've taken the exams written by this professor already. So you know how to study for this exam. Now, if you don't know how to study, then you need to go to chat with your professor. You might need to get a tutor. You might need to revisit old exams, old quizzes, look at your notes, walk through the chapters in the textbook. So figure out how you're going to study for this exam. The next category of questions are, how difficult is it going to be from a scale from 1 to 10? What is your realistic goal, and how much time will it take to reach this goal? Now, this goal is based on the calculations you did earlier. And then this is where you're going to be very honest. How long will it take you? How many hours do you need to study to reach this goal? In this slide, I want you to think about the obstacles. But before we do that, that first column, I have a star. How will I know I am ready? I need you to develop a tool, an instrument to measure readiness. In this example, this student was going to work through the old exams, and when he could score an 80 in his old exams, he knew he'd be ready. So develop some kind of tool to measure your readiness before the exam. Now let's talk about obstacles. in any road trip, there might be an obstacle. So an obstacle would be like a flat tire, that if you don't address that flat tire, then we can't go anywhere. We got to get the flat tire fixed. So some of the obstacles that this student came up with was the ability to focus, fatigue, and other classwork. And then we went through each obstacle and came up with solutions that were within the student's power to address. So a clear workspace, using online blockers, get enough sleep at night, eating healthier would address fatigue, and then getting a really good plan for other classwork. Now, getting ready for your finals with these self-interview questions. Here's a summary. What will be on the exam? Where's the material? When and where will I study? How will I study? What is the difficulty, the goal, and the time required? How will I know I'm ready? What are the obstacles, and what are some solutions that I can do to address those obstacles? I am Ruth Bomar, and I believe that you can prepare for your finals and finish this semester strong.